Okay, you're recording and live streaming right now, so you know.
Cool.
And you have I see Stacy. Oh yeah, let me make you guys co-hosts. Or
That'd be great.
I'll make you a host.
Actually, would you make both of us hosts just because I'm going to be in the car in a minute?
I think someone has to be. Okay, let me put a Catherine host. I think one is host, the rest are co-hosts.
Got it.
And let me do. All right. Well, actually, now Catherine will have to make you.
Okay,
give
I
you.
just made Matt your co-host as well.
Great. Thank you, Catherine.
And I see you, Stacy Roberts, in the attendees.
Okay.
Yep. Promoting her to panelist.
All right, Colby, have a good night.
Okay, well, I can listen for a few minutes if you like.
It's totally your call.
Okay, I might listen and then I might just jump off. If you have any questions regarding something else, feel free to reach out to me now,
okay.
or right now, or later on.
Okay. All right, Catherine. Is Stacy? No, Stacy's not in yet, right? I see me. Yep, there we go. Hey, Stacy.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
All right. So Catherine and I have like a very tight schedule right now tonight. So let's get through this meeting, shall we?
Sure.
Okay, cool. So we are calling us to order at, what time is it on my phone? It's being blocked.
6:32.
6:33. Yeah, 6:32. Cool. And so let's, the first item is attendance. So it's Catherine, Stacy, and me.
Yep.
Okay. And Colby is in attendance, listening to our show. All right. So our first order of business is to review and approve the committee minutes. So who wants to open up the conversation?
So you would read motion A and ask for a first and second.
I always forget this, Catherine. All right. Motion A, approve the GTLNC January 11th, 2023 Outreach and Election Committee minutes. Do I have first?
Catherine.
All right. Do I have second? Stacy. All right. Any comments? Anything anybody wants to add?
Nope.
Cool. All right. Well then, let's vote on it. So I guess, right? So I have to read it again, Catherine, right?
I mean, this is so short. I think we can just vote.
All right. You got your deal. So how do you vote, Catherine?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
And I vote yes. It has passed. 3 yeses. No nos.
All right. Wonderful.
Colby.
Public comment time would include Colby if he wants to make any comment.
No, just hoping the election goes off without a hitch. Yes.
Colby, yeah. Do you want to like fire us, make us stink, yell at us, anything you want? Just that's it. That's all you want to say? That we're doing a terrible job?
No, I'm just in the back seat here, just enjoying the ride. Thank you.
All right. Cool. So if there's nobody else for public comment, then we have committee member news and announcements. Any news or announcements from the committee members?
Nope.
I don't think so.
Okay. Great. So ongoing business. The first is planning for the in-person outreach at the farmers market. It's my fault. I've been waiting for a list, which I will get from Lewis, and I will email the council and see who wants to volunteer. So Stacy, I just want to make sure I was correct that any Sunday, basically, for the rest of February, March, and April, and May, we can volunteer.
Except Easter Sunday.
Except for Easter Sunday. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'll just give 2 Sundays each month and let people sign up. And assuming I get enough people to sign up, then that's all that matters. And the material, the tent, and everything else is with Colby and Colby's garage. So thank you, Colby, again for housing all of that. I appreciate it.
On that note, and I realize that this might be something that we can't really easily agendize for a while.
Great.
Do we want to fund the purchase of a new pop-up tent that isn't broken?
Great.
Hello?
Sorry, you were muted, and I was just talking to myself. That was not helpful for anybody. I don't know if we need. I mean, I don't know if we need a new. I mean, it's up to you, Colby. I'm not so sure that we need a new tent, just because it's just missing that one leg, which is fixable.
I'll look, it's in my garage. I'll look at it, and his money's tight this year because of the election and everything. So if I can fix it and save us the hassle, I'll fix it in my garage. I'll look at it.
Awesome, thank you.
I mean, if it's missing a leg, I don't know if I can do that. But if it's something fixable, if I bend something, or then yes. But is it actually missing a leg, or what happened?
No, the leg fell off, and so you can there's a way to put it up where it's not going to fall.
It's the connector for the leg is the issue.
So it's just telescoping out maybe, and it's not locking in place.
It does not lock in place. Yeah.
I remember that. I remember this a couple years ago. Okay, I remember that. Yeah. I'll look at it. Maybe even. You know what? I'll do it right now. I'll come home. When I go home, I'll look at it and see if it's fixable. I think it will be, because even if it's probably a couple $100 for that. And,
it is, yeah.
Of ordering it, and so okay, I'll look into it. Let you guys know.
Great. That would be awesome.
I do think it's. By the way, I'm driving in a hill, so if I lose you, Catherine, you can just take over. But I think it. Yeah, I think Colby, if you could fix it, we figured it out. It wasn't. It was
elegant.
It wasn't elegant, but it was okay. I do think though that we do probably need a something to put over the table, or some kind of new
tablecloth.
We have a tablecloth with the logo.
I have one. Yeah, it's in the garage.
It might need a laundering.
I can wash it.
Okay.
So I'm glad I stayed around this meeting. Straight wash the tablecloth.
Colby's got a bunch of tasks.
Iron. Actually, I should iron it too. Seriously, it gets wrinkly. Yeah. Okay.
As long as that. Okay. Cool. So then that's that. Sorry, Catherine, I'm driving. Do you mind just reading the next?
Sure. The next thing up is the 2023 Neighborhood Council elections, planning the outreach strategy and calendar. FYI, candidate filing opens in 2 weeks from today on February 22nd. And sort of the sub items, we're discussing the social media strategy and planning our promoted post, as well as initial planning for the candidate forum. And I do want to note, I asked Erica for a little bit of guidance, and what I got back sounds like maybe Colby, you have another task, which is to ask the city attorney what we're allowed to do for the candidate forum, if it has to be in person or not, and if it has to be at a ADA approved location or not, and if it has to be agendized as a quote unquote meeting or not.
Colby, you're muted.
I'm muted?
No, Colby's muted.
Oh.
I'm talking to myself. Agenda, so ADA compliant, agendized, ? And what was the third one?
Does it have to be in person, or could we do it online? Yeah, I think basically all of the things that Erica said we should ask the city attorney about instead of her.
Okay, I can email Elise. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because we've got a little bit of time. I think we were hoping to do it sometime in May, given that the candidate filing closes in late April, and then we need some time to prep and then the election itself is in late June. It's June 22nd. So yeah, we've got a few months, but especially as we're trying to figure out committee meetings in the intervening months and whether or not we can actually have them, it'd be good to have as much information as we can.
I know, this is interesting. Yeah, it'll be interesting to find out, because we've received no guidance regarding the forums. So, okay, thank you. I'll email that right after this meeting.
Thank you. So for the social media strategy and promoted posts, Matt, were you able to coordinate with Lisa on what that strategy is? Do we need to have a discussion about when we're going to promote posts? Do we need to draft some posts and provide them to Lisa?
So Lisa wanted to do some posts around us being at the farmers market, which I need to get. But other than that, no, she is working on some things, and I think she and I need to connect. Oh, I think, yeah, she and I need to connect again to talk about some other things that she's going to post. Did that come through? Am I okay?
Yes. I think Stacy, you were trying to chime in. Stacy, did we lose you?
Yeah, my cat shut off the audio. I'm sorry.
Done with this.
Yeah. Sorry about that. What did you say?
I thought you were trying to chime in on something. And it
was my cat.
Okay.
That's really funny. That's really funny.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be worthwhile to have a post to go out on February 22nd and try to do like maybe weekly posts as the candidate filing is open. I don't know whether or not they would all be promoted or if we just like promote them periodically, or what that strategy ought to be. But I think maybe Matt, if you want, I can try to find some time this weekend and just put together a post about, candidate filing is open, become a GTLNC board member, and send that her way or your way, and you can take a look at it, and then do another push when it's towards the end, maybe do a promoted post a week in, and then do a promoted post with like 1 or 2 weeks remaining in the candidate filing period.
Sure. She knows that that we got approved $500, and I know that she knows she can, post and promote things like that, boost. But I don't think it hurts. If you don't mind, if you have time, that would be great. I think that would be really helpful.
Okay. And then obviously that $500 we're hoping will stretch beyond just the candidate filing period and into promoting the candidate forum, as well as sign up and come vote.
Right.
So I can start working on some of those types of posts a little bit later, but at least get the one for the candidate filing ready to go. I will say the website is pretty much ready to go. The only thing that needs to get updated there is the official location and time for when we're voting. So I haven't checked the neighborhood empowerment website or the city clerk's office to see if that's been officially posted by them, but once it is, I will get it uploaded.
Okay, thank you.
Our website.
Okay.
And I guess, do we want to talk about ideally what we do for the candidate forum, whether we want to do something in person or online? Like, which one do we think would be better? at this point, if we have the option, which we may not have the option.
And I think if we have the option, it's better in person. Everything is. But if we do not have the option, obviously it has to be Zoom.
Okay.
Or
I would
what
think,
about
yeah.
hybrid?
Yeah. Hybrid's, I think, impossible for city employees.
Hybrid would be difficult. I think we don't, as a neighborhood council, necessarily have that technology available. Like someone would have to bring a personal laptop and hope that we can figure out how to get the Wi-Fi set up and there's enough, the sound works well for getting it online.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I do think like if we can figure out a way to record it so that we can put it online and make it available afterward, I think that would be great. Again, it would have to be probably someone's personal equipment. Like if someone had a camera and microphone that could record it.
I don't think that'll be a problem. I'm sure we could get someone to do that because look at where we live. So many people have cameras and mics.
Yeah. It's just a matter of making sure that someone is willing to give up however many hours and bring their equipment for free. Because it sounds like we do not have money available to pay someone.
No, probably not.
Okay.
But I think in person, I mean, we'll find out, but I think in person's the way to go. And then, yeah, if there's a way we can video it, cool.
Oh, Catherine, real quick. Sorry, just jump around. I'm just writing the email to Elise right now. It's the ADA compliance, in-person required, and agendized. You're asking if it needs to be agendized, you said?
Yeah, so Elise actually gave us a different name, or not Elise, Erica gave us a different name. If you want to just look at the email that she sent, let's see, when did she send this? It was yesterday afternoon. So basically we need to make sure that we're allowed to do it in person or online, whether or not it needs to be at an ADA approved location.
Right.
And
The third thing, yeah.
Whether or not it needs to be agendized as a quote unquote meeting.
You've got mail.
She mentioned that another NC was asked to agendize the candidate forum and conduct it in a Brown Act compliant meeting.
All right.
Okay.
Which to me is sort of weird because it's not a meeting. It's an event. And I would like to try to push to avoid it being considered a meeting. But regardless, like there is some guidance online about, no one that is running for a board seat should be involved in the planning of the event as far as, determining what the questions are. Every candidate needs to be invited. Every candidate needs to be provided the same opportunity for speaking time and the same questions. Like you're not allowed to ask different questions of different people, apparently. So
right.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, no, that's absolutely right. I do that. You have to ask the same questions to every candidate.
Yeah. So
Right.
We'll need to come up with what those questions are. And depending on the number of candidates, it might not be a lot of questions if we've got to give every single person a chance to answer, that can very quickly get to be, if everyone has 2 minutes to answer, you can go by a half hour very quickly.
That's true.
Okay, good. Good. So I have that. I just wrote the email, so I'll send it right now. Okay. I should answer. She's pretty good about responding, at least. Thank you.
So yeah, I guess once we have an answer on what our restrictions are on the candidate forum, we can start trying to find a date, which might involve talking to Toluca Lake Elementary School, which is our current ADA approved meeting location. And if we need to be at an ADA approved meeting location, probably it's easiest to do it there. That also happens to be, I think, where we're going to have the actual voting. So in some ways it's convenient to be like, hey, you're going to come here to vote as well in a few weeks.
Yes. Yeah. And it's been inspected, and I think that'll be fine. I mean, for our general board meeting, so that should cover it. I'm hoping,
Yeah.
But we'll find out tomorrow, I think, when she responds.
Yeah. Thank you. And did you email the person that Erica said to email? It wasn't Elise, it was someone else.
Oh, it wasn't? Okay. I sent to Elise. I could just copy and paste it to someone else too. Okay. I didn't do that. I did it to Elise.
Yeah. If you just check Erica's email, it's I'm going to butcher this name.
So I was CC'd on it, right? Yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll find it.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead. I'll find the email. I'm sure it's here.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know why.
Okay. So once we figure out what we're allowed.
Oh, yes. It's ALF. Yes. That's the other.
Yeah. Once we figure out what we're allowed to do, we'll start working toward actually, planning what questions we should ask, what the structure of the event should be, and then when it should actually happen. All right. Anything else?
No, I've got nothing else.
Neither do I.
New business, future projects. I have one bit of new business future project, partly because Colby is here. There'd been talk of doing a celebration of Toluca Lake centennial.
Yes.
Will that be an actual event that GTLNC would try to spearhead, or are you aware of other community groups that are doing an event to celebrate it that we can support and participate in?
I don't believe so far, I don't think there's a plan for the GTLNC to directly, I don't know yet. Actually, Robin Allen is the point person for the whole TL 1923 or TL 100 committee, which is its own committee separate from other groups. And I would suggest you reach out to her. But as far as the GTLNC is concerned, we're just, the only thing we have, in the, possibly happening is working on these banners, celebrating and announcing the 100th anniversary of Toluca Lake. That would be up and down Riverside Drive. But that's the only thing we're working on right now, as you're probably aware.
Okay. And to be clear, the committee that Robin is on is not a committee of GTLNC. It's not an ad hoc committee. It's just a separate community
totally separate
group. Okay.
That's right. She just gathered some people together, and it's not part of GTLNC. It's not part of HOA directly. It's not part of any other group.
Okay.
It's just but we're going to try to participate in any way we can. That's appropriate.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. So she's the person to sort of get the ball rolling and see how GTLNC can participate. Wonderful.
That's right.
Okay. So for our next meeting, are we meeting as the committee? Or I guess we don't think we're going to be able to meet in person next month.
Is it more of a me question? I don't know yet. I'm still waiting. It looks like we're good for the general board meeting at the elementary school. And as you and I have discussed, I have not been given the go-ahead yet to even schedule an ADA inspector for the committee meeting sites in person. And there's also a lot of complications for a telecommunicating via Zoom after March 1st. So I think you and I had discussed the possibility of maybe doing, having our general board meeting, a regular general board meeting, at near the end of this month, and then via Zoom, if we can get as many committee meetings done via Zoom before the March 1st deadline. And then, so basically those committee meetings that would have taken place in March could instead take place in February. And that way there'd be something to report to at the general board meeting in March in person.
So we'd all have to meet like the 27th and 28th and just have short meetings.
Yes, my idea would be, or actually you and I discussed this offline one time, but would be, I think it was your idea.
Yeah, I mean, my idea was more just for the executive committee to be able to meet to set an agenda for the March general meeting, but not necessarily to try to get all of the committees to meet. But if we can, I mean, I guess that's a question for Stacy and Matt, if we wanted to try to find a time that last week in February to have a pre-March meeting.
And you don't have to let me know now. You can let me know in a week or so.
Okay. I
can envision an evening or maybe one or two evenings, hopefully one evening of meetings if we can, stage them, and maybe some people meet during the day, 20 minutes, and just do it. And then that would get us through another month of actually having complete session of committee meetings and a general board meeting. And then we would be into April after that, and see what happens then. So,
I mean, my personal opinion on this is if we have updated information about the candidate forum and what we're able to do with that, I think it would be worthwhile for us to do another meeting. If we don't really have more information, I'm not sure exactly what we would be doing at a meeting later this month.
Okay.
It's
up to every committee, if they want to.
I'm not so sure it's necessary to have another meeting this month.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just want to give you, that possible option. I still have a lot of discussion with Dunn about this and how to handle everything so far. So. But other NCs are going through this also. We're not the only NC going through this.
Yeah, it's also just sort of odd to me. Like, I guess I don't know how long before they're going to let you have inspections for committee locations, but, it's possible that we could be dark for a couple months as a committee, which would be difficult during election season.
Well, I'm mostly concerned. I believe this committee is my main concern because the election is so important to continue this neighborhood council. So that's, this has to be done. There's major deadlines, as you know, so it's very important. And there's a possibility, and Erica and I have discussed this, that the whole NC, meaning like if everything grinds to a halt because of the fact that we can't do in-person committee meetings for some reason, and it's been mentioned to me that we could be dark as an entire neighborhood council for a little bit, for a month or two. I hope that doesn't happen, and I think there's ways around that, but that is a possibility. I just have to let you know.
Okay.
And that's not me making this up. That's what Erica has told me. There's a possibility of that happening.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone,
Right.
so listen, it is 7 and I have to get going. So what do we want to do about this meeting?
Well, let's tentatively keep our meeting as regularly scheduled for the 8th, and we'll figure out if we want to reschedule or if we're going to need to cancel just because of rules about not meeting on Zoom.
Got it. Okay.
So.
Okay.
All right.
So
Close the meeting at 7:01.
close the meeting at 7:01. Thank you, Colby, for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's a lot of fun.
And thank you, Catherine, for taking it. I was driving, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you all. Have a lovely